Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're looking at this, which is the new Red Wolf fixed blade from Tuff Gear. So it's a cool looking knife. Reminds me of something similar to an LT Wright Genesis, or maybe the Brothers of Bushcraft from Tops. As you can tell, they did a really nice job with sharpening this thing. You can see that mirror finish on the edge, which is really nice. Give you a close-up of the knife. Let me actually roll in some close-ups here so you can see what the knife looks like. Yeah, I reached out to Tuff Gear and asked them if we could work on a review together for another knife, which they've sent me, but they said, hey, look, we're gonna send you a bunch of blades, and they sent this one, and I'm glad they did. This is a very cool looking knife. I look forward to bringing this one out into the woods. I really like some of the other knives that I've tested out from them. I haven't not liked anything that I've tested from them, honestly, but the Atayal, I think it's the larger one with the big swoop blade. I really like that one a lot. And this one, I think, just by looking at it, I think this is the type of knife that's gonna work really well for me in the woods. All right, let's go into the details here. Once again, this is the Red Wolf. It is a full tang fixed blade. Obviously, the fact that it's full tang is nice, gives it extra durability. You do have a 5-inch blade. It is 0.15 inches thick, which if I remember correctly, I think that's the same as the SK5, the Blackbird SK5 from Ontario Knife Company. That might be 0.18, but anyhow, nice thickness. It is a saber grind with a convex edge, which again is really nice that they take the time and effort to do that versus just throwing some random edge on it. It does have an acid stone wash, a G10 handle. Your weight is 8.6 ounces, and with the leather sheath, it is 12.3 ounces. Here's a quick look at the knife in the sheath. And here's the other side. Here's a look at the sheath on my belt. Definitely got the job done for some batoning of some, not some huge wood, but some decent size. I would say probably inch to inch and a half across. Take the Red Wolf here and see if we can put a point on that pretty quickly. Easy work. Do a little chopping here. Just choking back, no lanyard, but just choking back on the handle. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a couple actual little dings there in the blade. That's not because of the steel, that's actually because I forgot my son was out here at my bushcraft shelter and he had driven some nails into the top of that wood, so when I was chopping, I hit the nails with that. But that's all right, we'll be able to get those dings out of there pretty easily. So like I often do, I'll show you the initial use here on camera, and then I'll go and use it off camera for a while and then report it in the near future after I've had a chance to use it more. But I like this thing. I definitely like this thing a lot. SK85 for the steel, that's standard for them for a lot of their knives. Seems to hold up well. Their heat treat is really good. And the just overall look of this, I think it's like slick looking, but it's got a simplicity to it. Nice texture on the handle. I will tell you, it's a pretty neutral, it's nicely contoured. I wouldn't call it overly contoured, but it's also not just a total block like maybe an Ontario rat knife, Ontario knife Rat 7 or Rat 5. Those are just kind of chunky. and some of the original ESEEs, the ESEE 4, 5, 6. This guy definitely has more nuance to the handle. I also want to show you nice orange liners there, look really nice. So yeah, I mean, initial use, there's some knives I use and I'm like, oh, that was fun to use, and I'm probably not going to use it in the future. This one, I could definitely see this thing getting some use. So like I said, I'll use this off camera, I'll give it some use in the days to come, and then I could report back into you and let you know what I think about it. But so far, Red Wolf is definitely a winner from Work Tuff Gear. All right guys, back here to wrap up talking about the Red Wolf from Work Tuff Gear. Bottom line is I like the knife a lot. You saw it in use on camera earlier, and then I've had some additional use with it. And yeah, just a solid knife. Price point for this right now at the time of this video is around 130 bucks. So again, you're talking in a similar price range to like a Brothers of Bushcraft from Tops. So you got the SK85 versus a 1095, or the Tops comes in a 154 cm as well. Bottom line is they have a lot of similar functionality. I actually like the handle on this one more. I found the bob handle a little bit too small for my hands, and that's kind of a big deal for me, is that if a knife feels too small and I'm always fiddling with it to get a comfortable grip, I just don't want that. I want to be able to pick it up and use it, which I definitely can with this one. Let me show you the sheath again here. Really nice leather sheath. Sometimes Ontario Knife Company, they have that ballistic nylon, which is like functional, it works, but I wouldn't call them really nice. But you're saving money on the knife versus this one. You may pay a little bit more, and part of that is going to a very nice sheath with this dangler system. Now on the Work Tuff Gear site, I believe this is listed as a hunting knife, which absolutely you could use it, you know, as a hunting knife, but I think like a general woods knife, camping knife, something to wear in your belt hiking. There's just a lot of utility for this. A 5-inch blade is a nice kind of middle ground. It's not something huge and overkill, you know, just to be carrying while you're backpacking or day hiking, but it's also enough of a blade length that is really functional for a variety of different uses. I don't think I mentioned there's a little bit of jimping there, just it's like 4 little divots maybe, so not huge, but a little extra control you can get from that. But yeah, overall, really cool knife. I'm gonna throw a lanyard on there, probably something in that orange category as far as color to match that up. But I like this thing a lot, and yeah, the drop point, style blade, the steel, the overall feel of it in hand is really nice. I think I've said this before, but when Work Tuff Gear first came out with some of their original knives, I was like, they look cool, but you know, for the cost and the other options that are out there, I was like, I don't know how they're going to do in the market, but they just continue to put out really nice knives, and I think they're going to continue to be a strong performer in the market, even though they are relatively new, a couple years in here, but I really like what they're doing. Now, if you need a real big, hefty chopper, they've got some other options. They're working on a kukri, I think, at the time of this video when I'm putting this together, a kukri style knife, I should say. They've also got the, it's like the Kuma, and I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like a large chopper. They've got that as well. And then some of their other knives are just bigger. So if you need a bigger, heftier blade, they've got options. But as far as like a nice middle of the line, belt size knife, this guy's definitely a win. So let me hear your thoughts on this. What do you think of the Red Wolf from what you've seen? And yeah, and your experience with Work Tuff Gear in general. Let's hear about that. All right, guys, thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.